saw Mia and Brandy on opposite sides of the field for the first time. With a little room, Chastain will try to close. She got by for a second. She called a penalty kick. Virginia will strike it. Virginia will go! Go! And that was how it began. Today, week 2. New York is powered by the mighty Tiffany Milburn, one of the top scoring threats in U.S. history. Milburn and the New York Power face the Atlanta Beat and international phenom Sun Wen, the world's best, next on TNT.
On the stadium night, fighting for your right, and the old red flight is through. Now the world's ready for you.
The fans are filing in to Bobby Dodd Stadium. This college football stadium has been downsized to seat over 17,000, but they sold so many tickets they have to open the upper deck. They're expecting over 20,000 fans today to watch the Atlanta Beat make their debut. A pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Atlanta, along with former national team member Wendy Gebauer. I'm John Paul Delacarme. The Atlanta Beat have so many great offensive stars, including Sun Wen, the Chinese international, who won't start today. Wendy, she's not 100% fit.
The reason for that is she had knee surgery back in December. Now, the substitution rule in this league is if you leave the match, you can't re-enter, so they're going to hold her out a bit. But when she does come in, look for that smoothness and quick touch on the ball. She's got a powerful shot. She is our Mia Hamm.
We'd all like to see her play today. In fact, many in this great crowd are expecting to see Sun Wen sometime today. What we'll also see is a battle of great goalkeepers. Brian Ascori to the left, Gao Hong to the right. Remember the last time we saw them back in the World Cup '99 final. Starting lineups when we come back.
If you thought 20/20 vision was perfect, ask your eye care professional about the ATLvNY 2 contact lens. 7 out of 10 who wear it see better than 20/20. ATLvNY, advancing the science of sight.
The raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red.
The Sonata from Hyundai, with the freedom of America's best warranty plan. 10 years, without a care in the world.
Nothing's worrying.
Get 0.9% APR financing on the Sonata now.
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire.
Introducing Venus from Gillette, the first razor designed to make you feel like a goddess. Protective cushions surround 3 blades for the closest shave ever in just 1 stroke. So close, your skin stays smoother longer. And that's something all goddesses are entitled to. Now, individually sealed blades are easy to store, easy to change. Venus, reveal the goddess in you.
Ew, the shine's gotta go.
The Shine Control Powder from Clean & Clear. It's blue, so it helps get rid of shine and redness.
Ready? Ready.
Invisible Shine Control Powder. Clean and clear and under control.
Lena, you smell gas in here?
Yeah, I do.
It's really strong.
I'll call the gas company.
No, wait.
This man just stopped his wife from making a very common mistake. Do you know what it is? Let's take a look.
No, wait. The phone could cause a spark. Let's just get out of the house. We'll call from next door.
If you smell gas, don't hang around. Go to a neighbor's and call Reliant Energy Intex.
Guard gutters. They let the water in, keep the leaves and debris out.
It can rain buckets, and it handles that beautifully.
Not a screen, not a cover, but a patented one-piece design that comes in a variety of colors and adds beauty and value to your home.
This is the best money I've ever spent.
And right now, get the gutter that never clogs, guaranteed, and make no payments for 6 months. Call 1-888-GUTTERS today for a free home estimate from Leaf Guard Gutters. Operators are standing by.
Who said there'd be no clowning around today at Bobby Dodd Stadium here in Atlanta? Great crowd expected, young and old, to watch the debut of the Atlanta Beat and the New York Power. Welcome back, everyone, to Atlanta with Wendy Gebauer. I'm John Paul Delacarme. Time to check out the starting lineups. Are being brought to you by Clean & Clear. We'll look at some new faces that you may or may not know for this year.
The key for New York is to stifle Atlanta's powerful attack, and number 4, Gro Espeseth, who captains the Norwegian national team, will try to do that today. She puts the fear in the opponent's attack. We didn't see her in '99 because she was injured. And for Atlanta, you talk about tough. Keep your eye on number 10, Charmaine Hooper. She is the toughest forward I've ever seen. If she and they match up today, they're going to have a hard-fought battle.
Great games is on display, great crowd, tremendous strikers. We have it all for you. The second week of the WUSA on TNT. Opening kickoff is next.
Every inch, every second counts. Because every race is the most important race in all their lives. That's drama. That's NASCAR. Coming July to TNT and NBC.
Don't buy used. Houston's #1 Suzuki dealer, Southwest Suzuki of the Southwest Freeway, has the largest Suzuki selection ever. With brand new 2001 cars with air conditioning and warranty, only $89.95. Esteems, Vitaras, Grand Vitaras, even the all-new XL7 Sport Utility with 7-passenger seating. And if you need financing, Southwest Suzuki can have you driving home today in a brand new 2001 Suzuki with air conditioning and warranty, only $89.95. Southwest Suzuki, Southwest Freeway in Hillcroft, Southwest Suzuki.
You push the buttons, you pick the hits. Take a look at what's on In Demand all this week.
Yeah, sure.
In your home on In Demand, you rule.
Superhero.
Welcome back, everyone, to the WUSA on TNT. Fans wearing their Atlanta colors. Look a little bit like the North Carolina Tar Heels. Atlanta in the light blue. New York will be in white. As we await the kickoff, you can also hear the play-by-play of this telecast in Spanish by selecting SAP on your television remote. We're underway as it was played back by Hooper. Nikki Serlenga, member of the U.S. national team. Everyone that has played on the U.S. national team got a great reception from this crowd when they were introduced before the game, including the members of the New York Power, especially Tiffany Milburn. This one went out of play, intended for Sarah Whalen. Off the throw-in. The look was for Paulo, number 12. Now it's played back by Atlanta near the halfway line. Long ball up the wing. Paulo, one of the targets in the air. Lamb is over there as well. Nikki Lamb. Paulo chasing it for the corner flag. It goes out. And possession belonged to New York on the throw-in. One of the things to watch out for today, even on the smaller field, Wendy, is New York's speed up front.
Well, they're very, very quick, and the key in New York's midfield is going to be to try and thread that pass perfectly. That's going to be tough to do because with their speed, those spaces are going to fill up real quickly.
Girl Esposito, so we talked about at the top, Norwegian International on that throw-in. Up for Whalen, who can't find it. Sawa played it over. That's blocked by New York. And the first foul. Free kick coming up for the beat.
Keep your eye on Cindy Parlow and Charmaine Hooper on the back post. They're both great in the air.
Serlenga strong on the free kick, setting up towards Hooper. What a battle that's going to be between her and Esposito. It's caught by Gao Hong. Charmaine Hooper, Canada's all-time leader, caps and goals. Touched upfield by Ronnie Fair. 4 sets of identical twins playing in the WUSA. Long clearance all the way back, deep into the Atlanta end. Ryan Ascuri clearing it up the middle. Loose ball. Hooper comes back forward. Taken over on the right by Pierce, who will come upfield quite a bit. Scurry comes out and makes the play near the edge of the box. Two very active goalkeepers in goal. Scurry left side and Gao Hong to the right. Considered among the finest in the world. Pierman is to the right. Between her, Whalen, and Milburn, they've got some outstanding speed up top. Milburn looks for it. Wearing number 15, normally on the national team, it is 16. Whalen to the left. Nielsen broke it up. Gathered in, switched across by Welchel. Pierce is up. She's got the green light to go forward at all times. Intended for Pierman. It's knocked out of play. We're going to throw it coming up on the far side for New York.
JP, when we were at New York's practice yesterday, I remember we saw them practicing this long throw-in, and they were actually trying to target off of Pierman. So when they get a little bit farther into the box, maybe around 20 yards out, they'll go ahead and try and find her. But here we'll look at a short throw-in.
Pierman trying to play it up. That's cleared away. Welchel lost possession for the moment. Pierce is back for it, pushing it into space, and now it comes back halfway line. Ronnie Fair. Collected over, collected and cleared by Kylie Bivens. And it'll go on a play. Throw-in coming up for Atlanta. Don't miss your chance to ask Tiffany Milbert a question live at halftime. Send your questions to WUSA on TNT at AOL.com. The AOL keyword is WUSA. Another foul. Esposito was involved with Hooper.
JP, we talked about that matchup in the lineups. That's going to be a hard-fought battle. Both of them are very physical players, and just both of them have great mentality. They want to stop each other.
Right down the middle. Intended for Sarah Whalen. Scurry will put it back in play. Well over the halfway line. In the air, not it down. Parlow will get it. Parlow pretty close to 100 caps, 98 for the U.S. national team. Back at the halfway line, collected by the Canadian international, Cheryl Denonen. She's a dual citizen, so she doesn't count as one of the 4 corners that each team is allowed to suit up. Pierce will clear it, intended for Pierman. It does go out of play. And much like last week, a little slow start here. Maybe the nerves, good crowd on hand, and the first game for both of these teams.
Well, we mentioned early on the crowd levels. I mean, we do have some communication issues with the foreign players versus the U.S. players. We keep our eye on Gao Hung in goal, seeing how she organizes her back line without being able to speak much English.
Pierce sends that one out. Atlanta's ball again from the far side. Many people have picked Atlanta as the top team in the WUSA. Of course, everyone's making those projections based on paper, what teams have drafted. It should be very competitive from team to team. This one goes out again. Still Atlanta's ball.
There's not a lot of room over there on the sidelines, but again, Atlanta's also looking to post. Cindy Parlow is posted up on the near post here with a long throw, and if she can get it off, she's going to try and flick it on across the face of the goal. She does it well.
Hooper was there, but it's cleared away. Collected on this right side. Kylie Bivens. Upfield, that's blocked. Fair will get it over. Tiffany Milbert on the go. Milbert going long, taking advantage of the speed of Sarah Whalen on the left side. Whalen will play on both sides of the field today. Whalen out wide on this very narrow field. It's about 65 yards, several yards smaller in width than RFK Stadium. TNT is proud to bring you the debut season of the WUSA, and as a service to our viewers, providing additional information about the league, its teams, and its players throughout the game on our TNT squeeze. It's located at the bottom. Gal Hall will be putting it back into play. Like Scurry, she is clearly the #1 goalkeeper for her team. Up for Tiffany Milbert. Well covered there. Atlanta must be careful to contain Milbert and also guard against New York's blazing speed.
I mean, that front line there, you have Sarah Whalen, Tiffany Milbert, Tammy Pierman. Doesn't get any faster than that. And actually, Tom Stone referred to them as possibly the fastest front line in the world, not just in this WUSA league.
Scurry will clear. Loose ball, nearly gathered in by Lamb. Now it's played up to Parlow. She draws the crowd. Tipped away. Serlenga will hold. Bivens. Bivens got in trouble. She had Dana Smith beside her. She could have used her. Off a steal. Kamari Sawa. And leader in caps and goals. She's only 22. This one's cleared away by Esposito. Intended for Whalen. It goes out of play. We're still scoreless here in the 8th minute from Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta. Temperature-wise, they were saying 72 degrees at kickoff, partly sunny, but you think it's a bit warmer, and especially down on the field. Blazing sun today. Picked up now by New York. Played over by Welchel to Pierce. Christy Pierce off Milbert to Pierman. Tammy Pierman Going laterally. Sending it up. Looking long. No flag went up. Milbert was the intended target. And now it's going to be cleared away. Out of play. Well, Tiffany Milbert, one of those players noted for her team speed, just like her fellow forwards.
We have incredible team speed. I think with me and Christy Pierce, Sarah Whalen, we're talking some top-tier quickness there and some speed that, I think other teams are going to have to be well aware of.
Definitely a New York power strength. Played inside the box, and Brian Scurry is right there. Scurry versus Milbert today. It's going to be an interesting matchup. They've gone against each other so many times in training, but this is different.
And it's fun for them. And, in talking to the founding players, they have a lot of fun pregame, postgame, emailing each other and giving each other a hard time. But you better believe when the game starts and the kickoff is underway, these guys are fighting to win.
9th minute, scoreless. Hooper cut it back. That was actually a pretty decent ball, but nobody was there. Now it's Lamb breaking it up. Had someone been in that space, it would have been an easy crack at goal.
That was a beautiful ball, high level from a tactical standpoint. She found the seam, but like you're right, JP, they didn't have enough midfielders coming in to fill in this seam up top.
Bumped it back by Parlow. Gathered in. Here's Atlanta holding. Marisawa. And out of the back by New York to Pierman. Down to the left side. Long ball played up by Nielsen into space, and Milbert couldn't get there. We're in the 10th minute here at Bobby Dodd Stadium. It is scoreless. New York Power versus the Atlanta Beat. And by the time this weekend is over, everyone will have made their WUSA debut. Only the one game last week. Hope you saw it here on TNT. Washington shutting out Bay Area 1-0. Over 34,000 fans at that game. New York will get it back and play it to Fair. Spent 4 years at Stanford as a starter. How to play for another throw-in. Milbert. Knocked away. Serlenga. And off that other tackle, it'll go out of play. Another throw-in, and it belonged to New York. Still in the 11th minute. Holding it, now sending it inside for Whalen, not high enough. Nielsen getting it back. And down she goes. No foul call. Ball went out of play. The referee today is Rachel Wu. WUSA is using men and women referees, but only from the United States. Taken over now on the near side, New York. Fair and Milbert back and forth. Ronnie Fair leading it, and that's over. Tiffany Milbert and out of play. So there's a goal kick coming up. Good look at Rachel Wu. What kind of a game will she be refereeing today? Last week was pretty physical.
Oh, it was. And talk about physical. I think today's match is going to be pretty physical simply because the field is so much smaller than last weekend's field.
And because Charmaine Hooper's playing. Whenever she plays, even in a training session, it's got to be physical. And today we expect to see a lot of her in Espeson. Atlanta on the turn, looking for someone over on that side. Instead, it's Christy Pierce with great speed on the right side.
And a ball like that into Pierce's space has got to be to her teammate's feet because Pierce is going to come in and intercept it if she's got the read on it.
Emily Stoffer's also on that right side, playing as a right-sided midfielder. She'll squeeze some toward the center as well. Atlanta with it. Serlenga in the middle. Nikki will try the long ball for Hooper. Look where Gao Hong was, right at the edge of the box. She's well aware of Charmaine Hooper's skills.
Gao Hong typically plays very aggressively in her box. She comes out of the box a lot, but she's probably, of all the goalkeepers in the league, I would say that she is the most aggressive as far as covering her entire space.
Down the right flank, Tiffany Milbert looking to get herself free. Left-footed ball across from Pierman. She didn't handle it well. That ball somehow got through that Atlanta defense.
Well, the Atlanta defense looked really shaky. They've got to be buttoned up on those types of crosses, but Brianna Scurry, the most experienced player in the back there, came out and made a great save. Welchel out of Duke will play it back. Clearances by Pierce. Atlanta with it back in their own end. Scurry will pick it up. Scurry, a great goalkeeper at UMass. Had a tough year in 2000, bothered by shin splints and lost her starting job. And for WUSA, a chance for Brian to get back as arguably the top goalkeeper in the world. just beaten Nonan. Look at this ball into the box, and Pierman is wide open, but just doesn't take it down well enough. If she had, she would have had a great shot on goal, and Brianna Scurry comes out and plays it really strong.
You know, like a lot of the USA players, Tiffany Milbert will be wearing the captain's armband. Christine Lilly is from Boston. We saw Mia Hamm last week with Washington, Chastain. So the USA players are becoming leaders on the field by wearing that band.
Well, and I think that that's one of the, typically maybe one of the criticisms that the leadership on the U.S. women's national team has been so strong for so long with Carla and Julie. This is a great environment for some of these other top players to develop more of a leadership role. It's interesting to see when they all get back on the field, and they've all come as, as captains from their squads when they come back together with the United States.
The co-captains for the beat are Scurry and Parlow, with Scurry wearing the band today. Up near the halfway line, picked up by Lamb. Trying to flick it on to Hooper. They go with the advantage call. To the right side, Parlow is open. Drawing a couple of defenders to her side. Ronnie Fair does back off a little bit. Parlow using her strength and some size. Try to get by. And then a tough challenge there. No foul call. Parlow couldn't sneak through. Swept away out of the back. Cleared. Headache sent it upfield. Up towards the halfway line. Smith will play it back to Nonan. Settled by Atlanta. Nikki Lamb out of SMU going long, looking for Hooper. Couldn't pull her out of it there in the box, and it's cleared up by Pierce. Straight up. Sauer looks for it. Two players in the air. Nielsen couldn't get it. Looked like it was nearly handled. May have been by Welch. Now she lost it. Quick shot, but it's right at Gal Hong. Not a bad idea, though, by Julie Augustiniak to try that and maybe catch the goalkeeper napping.
And she hit the shot well, but Gal Hong was back on her line. She was ready for it.
Pierman tried to flick it on and use that speed of Milbert that time right down the center. And this time, for the first time, we're seeing what we talked about before. Sarah Whalen has moved over to the right side. That means Ronnie Fair can push up more on this left side. Pierce comes back to defend. Good one-on-one challenge, and then it's whistled down. They're going to call a foul the other way. Foul on Charmaine Hooper, fouling Christine Pierce.
The play developed here by a bad clear by Christy Welchel, and Augustiniak comes up hard with the ball. Great left-footed shot, but look at Gal Hung. She's so cool and composed back there on her line.
Fans will be part of the story today, just like they were 1 week ago. They're also hoping for the same result. Home team win. Set all the way across. Left sideline. Gathered in by New York. And that pass, Nielsen did well to keep it in. Lifted upfield. And now cleared away. Fair. Lost it back. Gro Espeseth. Remember the 2000 Norwegian Olympic gold medal winning side. She was their captain. All the way to the right side. Kept in play by New York. The long ball down the middle, and Atlanta had everybody back. Both of these teams using 4 at the back. Last week we saw some 3 at the back. And teams will change. Pat Farmer, the head coach of New York, said he's not necessarily married to the 4-3-3 system. The WUSA and TNT is brought to you by Hyundai, proud to be a charter sponsor of the WUSA. Hyundai is backed by the freedom of America's best warranty, the Hyundai Advantage. And by Aeromax, the official laundry detergent of the WUSA and active women everywhere. Still scoreless here in Atlanta, 17th minute. New York power to the right with Pierce. Hooper was on her. New York having a lot of time with the ball in the back. Atlanta not putting the pressure on, at least not yet. Bivens. That right sideline. Fair blocked it. And couldn't find Milbert. Sarah Whale has jumped back on this left side. Long ball towards Hooper. The offside flag goes up on Atlanta. 18th minute, still scoreless. Hooper the obvious target here for Atlanta. Tom Stone says he knows with this kind of team they're going to create a lot of chances every game, but how they finish, that'll determine their success. Out of play again, another throw-in. It belongs to New York.
JP, I think one of the things that'll help Atlanta with their finishing is when Sue Wynn gets back on the field on a regular basis. But she is a great finisher. There's Tom Stone, Atlanta's coach.
Stone did a good job helping scout for the World Cup side. Did a pretty good job in Denver to come here. Youth coach and also as a television commentator, analyst for the Colorado Rapids. Now he can concentrate on one job. Down that far flank, New York back to defend. They'll not get out of play.
The player putting pressure on Parlo there was Mel Fettig, number 6 for New York. She's going to be the organizer, the tactical organizer in the back. She's also technically very sound with the ball. I'm real familiar with her, playing with her on the Raleigh Wings in the W League. She was a high pick for New York, and they were smart to pick her up.
Loose ball, Hooper knocking it. It's going to be thrown away by New York. Mel Fettig, 3 titles at UNC, but everybody that plays at Carolina wins 3 or 4, it seems. Way back, Atlanta on it. Into Mel Fettig's dad today, too, in the hotel lobby. A lot of parents coming to watch their daughters play. Up the left side. Not much room there because Pierman shut it down, but the pass was allowed to Sawa. Nice moves there. Homari Sawa takes the shot, and Gauhung stopped it, but there was a rebound. And now it's cleared away by New York, but Sawa with a good opportunity. The Japanese international going up against the Chinese international goalkeeper. Battle for the loose ball. Whalen wins it. And Whalen is taken down. Foul on Bivens. Free kick coming up for New York in the 20th minute. Only 2 shots. Both by Atlanta. The last one much more dangerous. Friendly faces. Hope to see friendly faces in all of our stadiums. Next week we'll be in Raleigh. As Mia Hamm makes her return to Chapel Hill. Long ball up towards Pierman, and that's going to be deflected away. The referee's assistant will point to the corner flag. It's a corner kick.
Here we'll take a look at the earlier shot. Look at Sawa. She's gathering the ball at the top of the box. She looks up, has a player wide. No, I think I'll go ahead and take a shot, try and catch Gauhung off the far post. Hung comes up, makes a big save, but it was Ronnie Fair who cleared the ball out.
Off New York's first corner, headed down. They found the right target in Espisa, and she got to it, but it went out of play. 21st minute. Hope you're enjoying today's action on TNT. This game also being televised in China, so fans of Gauhung can watch this one. Watch one of the world's greatest goalkeepers. New York from the halfway line with a Fettig pass up for Pierman. She knotted it down, but there was no support. The river was too deep. Right back up the field by Espisa. Sent back by Bivens. Bivens out of Santa Clara. Teammate of Nikki Serlinger's there. Goes out. 21 minutes gone, first half. From Bobby Dodd Stadium. Atlanta trying to generate something for the home crowd, and much like the home team last week, a slow start. But you could say the same for both. Headed up by Fair. Intended for Milbert. Off a block, in the air. Won that time by Welchel. Now it comes back to Hooper. He's one of the better players in this league in the air. Crunching hit from Pierce. And I thought a bit of a late whistle, but the proper call. And a yellow card was just shown to Pierce, which really surprised me. I was shoulder to shoulder and a bit aggressive, but not a yellow card.
Take a little look at the action here in the center of the midfield. Nikki Lamb goes in hard, trying to head the ball, and boom, Pierce welcomes her to the game. And she gets up strong, and that's your clear view presented by AccuView.
Inside the box, that's going to be cleared away. New York will send it over. Marlowe, and that's going to be broken up. Cleared away. Atlanta will get it back. On the turn, Augustiniak looking. Up for Hooper. Muskowski. Hooper turns, looking for Parlo in the air. A couple players got tangled up. Ball just simply went out of play. And Gauhung will put it back in play. Charmaine Hooper had a brother that also played on the Canadian men's team. Lyndon Hooper going way back. In fact, 1986 World Cup. 22
Sorry, JP, I keep reiterating, it's so great to see this league finally take off because a player like Hooper, there was a great article in the newspaper this morning here in Atlanta referring to her as a player who was very frustrated, kind of at the end of her career possibly in her mind, but then the league came along and she's picked up a lot of energy from it, and she's going to be one of the stars in this league. There's no doubt about it.
Gao Hong's clearance off Welchel. Atlanta getting it back. Settled and then clear the other way. New York looking for it in a space for Milbert. And now it comes all the way back, and New York will collect it. Back to Gao Hong. 24th minute, no score between Atlanta and New York. One of a nice crowd at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Week 2 of the WUSA, when all teams will finally make their debut. Intended for Milbert. Nielsen brings it down. All the way to the right side. Christy Pierce running it down. It goes out of play. Gives us a chance to welcome somebody that would love to see back in the field, Michelle Lakers. Great to see you. Tell us the latest with the injury. I see your arm's in a sling.
Yeah, still in the sling. Only 4 weeks out from surgery, but I'll tell you what, it's awesome to be here live seeing this league happen.
Well, you were here last week in Washington. You had to be energized by that great crowd.
Oh, I think all of us as founding players were in tears at the ceremony to kick off the first game, and it's just such an incredible moment to know that we've been a part of this whole thing, and it's happening and real.
Out of play, it'll be a throw-in. Last couple of weeks, Michelle, play has started off a little bit slow. It seems like players are a little bit nervous, especially those that haven't played maybe in front of a big crowd. How do you see it?
Yeah, a little bit tentative. I think some of it is inexperience and from the youngsters, but also I think the teams are still getting used to each other. So they're trying to figure out where they're supposed to be, how they play, the strengths and weaknesses of each player, and it'll get better as the season goes.
Michelle, I got to ask you, if you come back and play, it's possible that you'll be suiting up maybe for the Carolina Courage. Let me know. I'm a little biased with my home field advantage there, but what do you think?
You know what? I'm open to anything at this point. How's that? I can be suitored. How's that?
You still want to play, though, right?
I definitely do. I mean, we did a lot of work on my shoulder a few weeks back, so I have to be a good girl for another 3 weeks or so. In about 6 months, we should know whether or not and where my shoulder is.
You've been so patient, obviously, with all the injuries that you've had. Was the toughest one not being able to play in the Olympics, you think?
That was a heartbreaker, but I went down to the very last ounce of energy, and I was just absolutely beat up. So to know that I had gone as far as I could and still couldn't make it, there was some peace in that, but it was still heartbreaking for me to go watch my team, and then we got the silver medal and didn't do as well as we expected. But it's been a long haul, but it's definitely been worth every ounce, especially being here today and knowing all of that has paid off, and here we are with the new league.
This ball back at the halfway line, now up for Sarah Whalen. New York looking for a chance down the middle, take advantage of that speed, but it's going to be cut off and cleared by Smith. Going to go wide to the left side. Holding on, Atlanta looking longer for Parlow. And it comes back again to New York, right at their feet. Long ball, Milbert nearly ran out for that. Comes back to Brian Escurry. Soon went on the bench with the Shades. So we've got two of the greatest players in the world, and they're not playing. They're both sort of rehabbing, but we do expect to see Soon Wen today. What can you tell us about Soon Wen for playing against her?
Soon Wen is just awesome in all parts of the game. Physically, she's fit, she's strong, fast, quick, great ball skill, got a great soccer mind, and she loves the game.
So do you. We hope to see you in the field next year.
Thanks.
Michelle Aker is our special guest here in the first half of play. It is still scoreless. Nearly 27 minutes gone here in Atlanta. Otto with a knock. Well, there's no more rumors that Michelle Akers does want to play, Wendy. So
well, it's never going to leave her. She's always got that passion.
Yeah. But we got her now on tape besides.
Yeah, we got it on tape.
Said she wanted to play.
I think she said she wanted to play for Carolina.
Yeah, it sounded like it, didn't it? Thanks, 28th minute, scoreless in Atlanta, Georgia. First home game for the Atlanta Beat. They'll play Philadelphia next week. New York opens up next weekend against San Diego at the Mitchell Athletic Complex in Uniondale, New York.
You know, JP, if for some reason, you know, things don't go well enough for her to suit back up and be on the field, you know that she's going to be a fantastic spokesperson for the league, and she's really embraced that this year. I know it's hard for her just watching, but she's going to be there, and she's going to do her best to promote the league.
Shipped up wide of Gao Hong. Still scoreless here. It's time to win or go home. Get ready for more than 30 games in 30 nights. We're talking NBA playoffs when they tip off with the Heat and the Hornets tonight at 8 on TNT. Alonzo Mourning and Eddie Jones are back, but will Tim Hardaway's foot injury allow him to play significant minutes? Zoe versus his ex-team, the Charlotte Hornets, tonight on TNT. And in the studio, Kenny Smith, a former Tar Heel. Did you see him play?
Oh, he was one of my favorite players. My freshman year, I got to see him play. I didn't miss a game. I left him a note in the studio, and he doesn't know me from Adam, but hopefully he'll make the Tar Heel connection.
Kenny acknowledged that note tonight.
That's right.
In the studio.
Give us a shout out, Kenny.
Charles. Yeah, absolutely. Back at the halfway line for Whalen. Dotted back by Nolan, and back it goes to Scurry. Brianna with a clearance, sending it way up, looking for Parlow, one of her favorite targets in the U.S. national team. Welchel cuts it off. We had the advantage call, and then it's whistled down. So the foul goes against Atlanta. Nikki Schulinger, going to be a name to remember, not just for this team or this league, but the national team as well. April Heinrichs brought her onto the team and gave her some minutes, especially during the Gold Cup. She was impressive.
Well, those minutes have put her at another level. When you get international experience, there's just nothing else like it. And this league is going to keep her improving and improving, especially under Coach Tom Stone's direction.
Esposito up wide on the right side with that pass. Pierce over there. Tackle not in play. Still a New York ball on the throw-in. Milbrit. Tiffany's attempted cross is blocked out. New York will have another corner kick. Second one. Milbrit over there to take it. 30th minute. Now she make it help. They do a lot with the short corners because Aranis is not playing. She's the tallest player in the league and great in the air, so they've got a couple of plays designed for the short corner. Milbrit will send it across instead. Esposito was there. Then Pierman. Esposito and Welchel are the targets when they do go across like that, but we may see that short corner today. It's definitely in their arsenal. Should also mention Jen Lawler not playing today, so New York is missing a very solid midfielder and a top front player. But they do have Esposito at the back, and she needs to be disciplined at the back to avoid giving up those free kicks to Atlanta. Scurry is ready. 31st minute. Send up long and then knotted down towards Pierman. And out of play it goes. This time they've got Pierman pushing wide. Whalen is back over on that right side. They're just trying to mix things up, but New York's been unable to stretch Atlanta's defense, and maybe part of the reason is that condensed field.
I think so too, JP. I agree with you there, and I also think that players like Milbert, they want the ball at their feet, and New York has been trying to thread it over the top a bit too much. They got to mix it up, mix up the attack, serve some balls right to their feet, and let her face up. We know how dangerous she is when she faces up.
Augustiniak needed that ball to go wider to Parlow. She was wide open. New York will clear out. Esposito sent it long. And deflected. I thought Pierman got it last, and so did the referee. Atlanta with a throw-in. Parlow just went down. Foul was called on New York. 32nd minute. Nielsen committing it. 32nd minute. Ball was put back into play by Bivens. Kyler Bivens spent some time in the W League with the Sacramento Storm. Many of the Storm players are playing in this league, same as the Raleigh Wings and Chicago Cobras. Those are some of the bigger teams in the W League that have supplied a lot of the talent here. Free kick for New York. Fair will play it back. Esposito. Beside her is Fettig. Esposito going longer. Right side intended for Whalen. That's knocked away. Augustiniak. And it's going the other way. Foul is on Atlanta. New York putting it into play as quickly as they could to Nielsen. A couple of moves, then off the left-footed lead pass. They were looking for Stauffer, the Harvard grad, going after it, and it's going to be knocked out of play. Goal kick for Brianna Scurry. sophomore out of Harvard, is still a school teacher. That's her full-time job. She's so dedicated to that she doesn't want to leave. So New York took a chance by drafting her. She had to go to the West Coast for training back and forth, but they don't want to mess with her. She's a very committed woman. We'll talk more about Emily Stouffer later today. A very interesting story. Harvard's all-time leader in assists, but it goes a lot deeper than that. Up the left side, Milbert knocking it down. Cleared back. Fetting over right side to Pierce. New York moving it up towards Pierman. Pierman has been unable to get behind that Atlanta defense. Back into the middle, Serlenga. Push back, here's Nicky. Coming back on the right sideline. Bivens is up. Kylie Bivens holding, drawing some attention as she pushes to the right flank. Then the crossover. It's missed by one. Going after was Lamb on that far side. It's cleared back. Wiskowski, long ball. Harlow nodding it down to Hooper. Hooper was taken down. Harlow tried to turn. There was no foul called. I didn't see an advantage call there either. Bodies are now flying. It's been pretty aggressive down there, but a lot of it's being let go. Restart coming up left side. New York with it. Nielsen. Fair will hold it. Switched all the way across to Pierce.
New York is doing a very, very good job in the back, changing the point of the attack. Now what they need to do, sure up on a little bit more, is, again, the serves out of the back, they got to mix them up a bit. Too many over the top. They got to find Milbert's feet, Pierman's feet, and Whalen's feet.
Harlow looking for someone's feet. It was Sauer's, but it'll go out. Corner kick. Atlanta. First one. And we'll see what they come up with here. You would think that Harlow and Hooper would be targets on this as Bivens will get ready to put it into play.
And Serlenga is very good in the air, too. She's going to be the holding back person, back post person. This is going to be an in-swinger. Bivens is taking it with her left foot.
Bivens going near post. It was flicked over. And now cleared out by New York. Not out of the way yet. Sauer cracks it. Not afraid to shoot. This one got away. We're in the 36th minute. It is scoreless. Well, how many of you knew what you wanted to be when you were in the 4th grade? Kylie Bivens apparently did.
When I was in 4th grade, we had a career day, and a firefighter came in and told us, or talked to us about what we wanted to do when we grew up. And at the time, I'd seen a national team game, and I'd been starting to play club soccer. So my goal was I wanted to be a professional soccer player, but at the time, there was no such thing. So when I did write that down, a lot of the boys in my class made fun of me. And so I was a little bit embarrassed, but it ended up working out.
Wendy, what did you want to be in the 4th grade?
An announcer, definitely a TV announcer, absolutely.
Yeah.
But what Bivens doesn't realize is if she saw a national team at that age, that makes me feel old. And I think maybe I was her role model, and she doesn't even know it.
Yeah, makes you feel old. I feel older. As we speak, Serlenga will send this one wide. A lot of shots missing the target. First couple of weeks for the WUSA. 37th minute. Scoreless match in Atlanta, Georgia. Gauhan getting ready to put it back into play. You wonder if the heat does take its toll. It should bother New York more. They've been training up north where the weather hasn't been all that cooperative this spring. Fair. Gave it away to Serlenga. Right side. Nicky Lamb. It's dropped nicely by Sauer. Deflects to Hooper, and she lost it as she tried to make her cut. Another stumble. Goes free to Lamb. Knocked away by Nielsen. Augustiniak, good ball, good idea. Wiskowski has Pierce to beat. Not that time. Christy Pierce, good one-on-one defending. Off for Pierman in a hurry. Counterattacks on to Milbert. She didn't handle that ball as well as she might have. Nice recovery, though, to Nielsen. Atlanta getting several players back. That took too long to develop for New York. And then in the end, Milbert lost it. It looked promising at the start when Pierce broke it up. 38th minute. Scoreless one from Atlanta, Georgia. Long ball towards Barlow. Comes back to Serlenga. Hooper, the intended target. It's back for Serlenga off the deflection. Taken away. Quick one from Milbert. Trying to beat her national team teammate who gave up a corner kick. Pride just lost it.
Here's a chance by Atlanta on the far side here. And look at Christy Pierce. She just comes in so smoothly, picks up the ball, and finds Pierman on the pass out. And that's our clear view, presented by ATLvNY.
They go with the short corner that we talked about before. Here is New York playing it over. It's Milbert. Going up. Whalen running into Welchel. And it's taken over. Here's Atlanta. Nonen is making a run. First time in the right side. They needed to get that ball to her. When you make a run like that, you've got to get some kind of reward.
Especially when it's Nonen coming all the way from the back. If a defensive player has committed into the attack, if she's on, you got to find her. And I think she was on a little bit earlier, and I just think that Sawa didn't execute well enough to find her quickly, because she also had Hooper on the left side. She's got to find one of them.
Nonen's been playing central defense, one of two there. She was all the way over in the right flank, wide open. 39th minute. Scurry will clear. Intended for Hooper in the air. And that one's going to be cleared. Pierman coming back for it. New York may have to come back even deeper just to get a supply of the ball and get that offense jump started. Bivens will settle and play it across. Intended for Lamb. It goes out of play. It's New York's ball. The WUSA on TNT is being brought to you by AccuView brand contact lenses, advancing the science of sight. And by Venus from Gillette for Women. Reveal the goddess in you. Still a scoreless one here in Atlanta, as Milbert was looking for it. But they're going to give the ball back to the Atlanta beat. Apparently it went over the end line, or over the sideline. Throw in for Atlanta. This crowd waiting to erupt for an Atlanta goal. Lamb to Parlow. Tries Hooper. Hooper a handful to handle one-on-one. Played it inside. Tough hit there inside the box as it goes out of play. And then Hooper went down as well. Throw in for Bivens. 40th minute. Late stages. Brought down. Sawa again. Drills it wide. Well, she's taken 3 of those shots today. Not afraid to tee it up. She made her international debut at the age of 16. 41st minute. Still a scoreless one here as you look at Tiffany Milbert, one of the stars of the WUSA, and you will meet her at halftime. She'll answer one of our AOL questions from a viewer. Nuts and bolts of the WUSA will explain some things for you at halftime, and we'll also have our first half highlights. All coming up in a few minutes. Gauhong will clear. Off Welchel. Slid over to Pierce. And Christie's long ball will come all the way back to her USA teammate Scurry. Long Scurry ball. New York will get to it. Whalen on the near side, feeling the pressure from Bivens, who tightened up on it. Off a block. Smith was there. They look again in the air for Hooper. All the way right side to Pierce. Christy Pierce far wide. The run or the pass was inside to Pierman. Nearly taken away. Now it is by Nielsen, and then she lost it. Atlanta looking to clear. They do. Harlow with Sawa. That's blocked by Fair, and it was handled. 42nd minute. Ronnie Fair. His sister is Lori Fair. You'll see her later this season. She plays for the Philadelphia Charge. Cleared out of the box by New York. Atlanta sending it back in. Sawa to the byline for the crosser. Off Hong will reach back. Parlow with a miss. We nearly had the game's first goal there. New York will come back with it. That was a tough one for New York, giving one up here late stages of the first half.
I tell you, Gauhong came out so strong and actually made the save with her feet.
Taken by Sawa. Look at the footwork. Giving it up on the left side. Wiskowski going long. Wanted Hooper a bit too far as Gauhong takes it. 43rd minute. Gao Hong's clearance. Back at the other end, Wiskowski. He spent 5 years with the Chicago Cobras. A teammate of Charmaine Hooper's there. Foul was called on New York.
And we'll have another look at that last chance. Here's Sawa on the right side. She's beaten her defender, puts a nice ball across, and Fair deflects it, but look at Gao Hong making the foot save, and the ball bounces out to the top of the box. Parlow almost had a follow-up shot.
In the air, New York trying to win that. Fair with a crunching hit. And there was another one. Foul went against Atlanta. Sawa was shaken up. Back it comes deeper into the Atlanta end. Bivens will send it over. Wiskowski pass, blocked. Second try. Pierce is back there. She covers so much ground with her great speed. Lost there by Stauffer. Tucked away. Play. Ball belongs to Atlanta. 44th minute. Atlanta's looked the more dangerous of the two. Still nothing to show. Sawa to the left. It's lost out. Last touch by New York. Wiskowski's over there on the wing. Out of the University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee. Brought down. Played to the feet of Lamb. And just before it could be shot, it was cleared away. Here's Bivens coming back. Lamb knocked away, then tackled out by New York. Hard move by Welchel. We're in the final minute of the first half at Bobby Dodd Stadium. It's still scoreless as Charmaine Hooper races for that, looking for another chance before the half comes to a close. With Wendy Gamara and John Paul Della Camera, thanks for joining us. Week 2 of the WUSA here on TNT. Throw in far side for Atlanta.
If Atlanta executes this well, they're going to try and find Parlow on the near post. Actually mixed it up a little bit and found Sawa, but New York has good defensive organization. Again, the player there doing that organization is Nell Fettig.
Off the head of Stauffer, and out of play it goes. Another throw in, Atlanta, time running out. Intended for Parlow. Look out there, it's finally cleared out by Espesa, but it's coming right back. Fettig collects. Nell Fettig. Decent early ball that time to Milbert, but that'll do it. First half will come to a close. No scoring in this one, although Atlanta tried their hardest to get on the board. A pretty physical opening half of play. Tiffany Milbert, we'll talk to her at halftime. New York and Atlanta, no score.
Sweet. You like? I like. Check this. Look at that one wing. Let's go.
Tiburon from Hyundai, backed by America's best warranty plan. So you're free to take on the open road when you find it.
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire.
Introducing Venus from Gillette, the first razor designed to make you feel like a goddess. Protective cushions surround 3 blades for the closest shave ever in just 1 stroke. So close, your skin stays smoother longer. And that's something all goddesses are entitled to. Now, individually sealed blades are easy to store, easy to change. Venus, reveal the goddess in you.
Our kids.
They're fast, computer savvy at 3. But when they're hurt, they still come running to you. Band-Aid brand advanced healing. Clinically proven to heal faster than ordinary bandages. It acts like an instant scab, sealing in the body's fluids to heal wounds faster and reduce the appearance of scarring sooner. Band-Aid brand advanced healing.
At 8 tomorrow night on a new hour of The Division from Lifetime. This judge likes to get what he wants.
We hear that Judge Stone came on to you.
This judge treats women like crap.
And he'll abuse his power to get it.
Would you be willing to sign a statement? No. I like my job. I want to keep it.
Now he wants Magda.
Hey, get your hands off me. But what did you expect from me, a lap dance?
Well, I've heard worse ideas.
The Division, Lifetime's hit series. At 8 tomorrow night, only on Lifetime.
You have a job? Do you have $199? Then you've got a new car, truck, van, or sport utility vehicle waiting for you at Archer Dodge.
Hi, I'm Bob Archer, inviting you to our huge sale at Archer Dodge.
And you could be approved for a new Dodge today at Archer Dodge. $199 down buys a brand new 2001 Tough Ram truck, Neon, Intrepid, Caravan, even Durangos and Quad Cabs. If you've got a job, you can be approved for a new Dodge at Archer Dodge. Plus, our goal is to beat any Dodge deal by $1,000.
Everything is on sale at Archer Dodge, Southwest Freeway, just past Beltway 8.
Welcome back. Very familiar guest Tiffany Millett joins us downstairs. Tiffany, give us your comments about the first half of play.
I think a little slow, a little frustrating. I think the field's a little narrow, so it makes it really congested in there. So we've got some high frustration, but hopefully we'll work it out at half.
I was just going to say you'll probably deal with it at halftime. Do you have your AOL mobile communicator with you? We got to.
Yes, I do.
Tell us what the question is.
Okay, it says, Tiffany from Boston wants to know why I spell my name E-N-Y. Actually, my mom, she saw an ad in the paper. Somebody was giving away a cat, and the cat's name was Tiffany, and it was spelled with an E-N-Y, and she loved it.
Tiffany, thanks for joining us. Great story in the name. I didn't know that.
Thank you.
Tiffany Millett answering our question of the day, and she'll be doing some talking, I'm sure, in the locker room at halftime, talking about what they could do to change things in the second half of play. New York is going to try to figure out how to get on the scoreboard on a day where maybe one goal will win it here in Atlanta. It's scoreless. You're watching the WUSA on TNT.
If you thought 2020 vision was perfect, ask your eye care professional about the AccuView 2 contact lens. 7 out of 10 who wear it see better than 2020. AccuView, advancing the science of sight.
Soccer's where I met Tracy. I met Felix. We all play together. We have fun together. He's the coolest. My nickname is Bigfoot. Goalie Queen. They call me Bulldog because I'm really aggressive. Soccer makes me feel pumped up. It gets you stronger. It makes me feel great. Soccer's when I run faster than anyone. I could play forever.
Nobody understands your passion to play like Sports Illustrated for Women magazine. Whether you're trying to make the team or just staying fit, SI for Women is what you want. Heroes, inspiration, real life, style, and great gear. Now there's a special offer. Call now to get a free preview issue and be your best on and off the court. Sports Illustrated for Women. Call now.
Stay Free introduces the only Maxi with 4-wall protection and a unique anti-leak core. The new Stay Free Maxi. It fights leaks to the core. Stay Free's remarkable leak protection, now in a brand new Maxi.
Welcome back, everyone, to the WUSA on TNT here at halftime. New York Power and the Atlanta Beat are scoreless. Time to talk a little WUSA here at halftime from Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Nice crowd on hand. We'll give you the official attendance near the end of the game. And in the WUSA, we start this year 8 inaugural teams. Only 4 of them will make it to the playoffs. The championship game at a site to be determined August the 25th. You can get a draw in this league during the regular season. No overtime until the playoffs. And many of the greatest stars will be on display, but there'll be a couple of players missing this year, Wendy.
Well, Michelle Akers for the Carolina Courage. We got to see her and hear from her earlier this half. She's trying to come back from a shoulder surgery she just recently had. Her heart is on the field, so I'm sure she'll try and make it back if she can. And San Diego Spirit's Joy Fawcett out on maternity leave. We've seen her come back quick after 2 of her previous births. So, Joy Fawcett, we hope to see you back on the field soon.
And we're saying that we've got the best players from all around the world, and here's where they're coming from, especially the bigger countries in terms of soccer like Norway, China, and Brazil.
Right, 5 players from Norway, 6 from China.
Here are 4 of them that you'll be seeing in action at a stadium near you. The one that will make perhaps the biggest impact is Norway's Hege Riise.
I've played for so many years now that I needed some new experience, so I'm really glad I can be here and play with a lot of great players.
And you can see Hege Riise next week when we bring you our coverage from Raleigh, North Carolina. Still scoreless here at halftime. We're coming right back.
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire.
Introducing Venus from Gillette, the first razor designed to make you feel like a goddess. Protective cushions surround 3 blades for the closest shave ever in just 1 stroke. So close, your skin stays smoother longer. And that's something all goddesses are entitled to. Now, individually sealed blades are easy to store, easy to change. Venus, reveal the goddess in you.
Sweet. You like? I like. Check this. Okay, one wait. Let's go.
The Tiburon from Hyundai, backed by America's best warranty plan. So you're free to take on the open road when you find it.
Our kids.
They're fast, computer savvy at 3. But when they're hurt, they still come running to you. Band-Aid brand advanced healing. Clinically proven to heal faster than ordinary bandages. It acts like an instant scab, sealing in the body's fluids to heal wounds faster and reduce the appearance of scarring sooner. Band-Aid brand advanced healing.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road.
Open road, back road, or even no road at all. Your Texas Ford dealer can outfit you with the farthest-reaching line of sport utilities in Texas, like the best-selling Expedition, now with a 5-star safety rating. Or enjoy the wide-open spaces of Ford Excursion. Now both come with 0% financing or $1,500 cash back. To get the best, get to your Texas Ford dealer today because
Ford is the best in Texas.
It's the Big 3-0. J. Mark's Mazda is celebrating their 30th anniversary with $30 down and no payments till June on every Mazda in stock. 30 really is the magic number during J. Mark's 30th anniversary. Get new 2001 B2500 pickups for only $89.30. New 2001 626s just $14,930. J. Mark's even has new 2001 MPVs for only $17,730. Hurry to Houston's original Mazda dealer, J. Mark's Mazda, for the Big 3-0 event. $30 down and no payments till June on all new Mazdas. Southwest Freeway at Beltway A. J. Mark's Mazda.
Welcome back, everyone, to Bobby Dodd Stadium and our coverage of the WUSA here on TNT. Our halftime scoreless between the New York Power and the Atlanta Beats. While we were gone, 3 lucky fans were given the chance to win $1,000 in the Hyundai halftime kick. Each week, Hyundai Motor America, charter sponsor of the WUSA, gives every fan walking into the stadium a chance to kick for cash. 3 lucky fans were chosen from today's game to compete and show off their skills. And coming up next Saturday, we talked about Hegarisa. You'll see her again. She plays for the Carolina Courage against the captain of the Freedom, Mia Hamm. Mia Hamm returns to where her jersey was retired at Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Washington Freedom versus the Carolina Courage, 1 week from today, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope you'll join us here on TNT. We're still looking for the game's first goal. Great crowd on hand in Atlanta, Georgia, to welcome the WUSA to Bobby Dodd Stadium.
The raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red.
The Sonata from Hyundai, with the freedom of America's best warranty plan. 10 years, without a care in the world.
I'm free. Nothing's worrying.
Get 0.9% APR financing on the Sonata now.
If you thought 2020 vision was perfect, ask your eye care professional about the AccuView 2 contact lens. 7 out of 10 who wear it see better than 2020. AccuView, advancing the science of sight.
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire.
Introducing Venus from Gillette, the first razor designed to make you feel like a goddess. Protective cushions surround 3 blades for the closest shave ever in just 1 stroke. So close, your skin stays smoother longer. And that's something all goddesses are entitled to. Now, individually sealed blades are easy to store, easy to change. Venus, reveal the goddess in you.
Stay Stay-Free introduces the only Maxi with 4-wall protection and a unique anti-leak core. The new Stay-Free Maxi. It fights leaks to the core. Stay-Free's remarkable leak protection, now in a brand new Maxi.
Welcome back, everyone. The New York Power and the Atlanta Beat are scoreless. You're watching the WUSA on TNT. We're still a few minutes away from the second half. Time to look at highlights from the first half of play.
We had some good opportunities here. You see New York on the attack. Great ball into the box, but well played there by Brian Ascuri. Another great ball, and if this had been taken down well with a better touch by Pierman, it could have been in the back of the net. Take a look here at Sawa. Left-footed shot. Gao Hung makes a great save on the back post, and another Sawa pass into the box, and Gao Hung again makes a great save.
Not a lot of big saves in the first half of play. Not a lot of shots. In fact, Atlanta out shooting New York 5-2. We're talking about New York needing to score, but they need to create some shots. They're not getting those in the first half.
Well, we heard from Tiffany Milbert. They were a bit frustrated. They got to find her feet.
I'm sure that was talked about in the locker room at halftime. We'll see how New York comes out. We'll see if there are any changes made in the lineups when we return to Atlanta, Georgia. You're watching the WUSA on TNT.
Ready? Oh, wait. Clean and Clear oil-absorbing sheets. Instantly remove oil and shine.
Wow.
Without smudging your makeup. Oil-absorbing sheets. Clean and clear and under control.
Stay-Free introduces the only Maxi with 4-wall protection and a unique anti-leak core. The new Stay-Free Maxi. It fights leaks to the core. Stay-Free's remarkable leak protection, now in a brand new Maxi.
Don't buy used. Houston's #1 Suzuki dealer, Southwest Suzuki of the Southwest Freeway, has the largest Suzuki selection ever. With brand new 2001 cars with air conditioning and warranty, only $89.95. Esteems, Vitaras, Grand Vitaras, even the all-new XL7 Sport Utility with 7-passenger seating. And if you need financing, Southwest Suzuki can have you driving home today in a brand new 2001 Suzuki with air conditioning and warranty, only $89.95. Southwest Suzuki, Southwest Freeway in Hillcroft, Southwest Suzuki.
I can't be this daughter you want me to be. I just want you to be the best you can be. You're not even trying.
He's acting like my boyfriend. He doesn't let me breathe. He seems to always be 2 steps ahead of me.
You can't run away from these things, Nora. They're inside you.
I am not having any kind of nervous breakdown.
Your daughter's a head case. She's the one who came on to me.
Did you molest Carly?
Moment of Truth Sunday, beginning at 10 tomorrow morning, only on Lifetime.
Welcome back, everyone, to Atlanta, Georgia. Scoreless match between the New York Power and the Atlanta Beat. When we talked about New York making some moves to try to get some offense going. If you're Atlanta, Tom Stone said they create chances they have, but they're not scoring. They're not finishing.
I think Atlanta has had the better of the chances, or more well organized. They just need to make sure that their midfield is making the runs into those slots at the top of the box, because they had some beautiful serves right into that space, which New York was able to clear fairly easily.
We'll check on subs that I see Katie Tracy out there, number 20 for New York. So they made at least one change. Here's Pierce now to the right side as the second half is underway. Hooper's chasing. Pass up was from Fettig. Atlanta up the left side. That was Kriskowski. She was pretty solid in the first half. Pierce in the throw-in. Harlow defended by Pierce. Block taken away. Here's Milbert. Leading Tracy will clear it away. Pushed over to the far side. Ronnie Fair is way up. Whalen's also on that side. And Atlanta will take it over. Atlanta's clearance blocked out. Throw in for the Atlanta Beat. Coming up, right sideline. There is Katie Tracy, who has come on out of the University of Virginia.
It looks like she's come into the center of the midfield, and they've pushed Christy Welchel, number two, out to the right side.
So Stoffer is out, as Atlanta will take it over. We've got the first foul called in this second half. New York's ball, far sideline. Trying to create something up for Milbert, and the offside flag goes up on Tiffany Milbert.
Here we'll take a look. key for offsides is when the ball is struck. The player needs to be onside. You can see there that Tiffany Milbrett, which is in the front of her defender, she's between the defender and the goalkeeper. She is definitely in an offsides position. If you're even when the ball is struck, then you're on.
Back to live action. Foul was committed back at the other end. Just getting back up for New York. Both of these teams did very well in the preseason, but regular season a different story. In the preseason, they were also playing on college teams, playing against college teams, and also even against boys teams. Atlanta's last game was against an under-15 boys team. Sun Wen played in that game and scored a couple of goals. That long kick from Fettig. Settled by Atlanta, and they lost it. Switched over by Pierce, cut off there. Bivens clears, looking for Carlo. Hooper was also up top.
I want to point out here, this is interesting to point out, if the ball is passed back off the defender's head, as opposed to her kicking it back to the keeper with her feet, the keeper can pick that ball up. So it's a subtle thing to point out. Again, if the ball comes off the head of the defender, the keeper can pick that up with her feet.
This one will roll all the way back out of play, and it belongs to Atlanta. Well, we're not seeing the kind of speed that we talked about at the top. I think Atlanta's done a good job. Tom Stone said we can't let New York get behind us, and they really haven't today. And I really think for Atlanta, the 12th man has been the size of the field. It's narrow, and that really equalizes for Atlanta. It shuts down New York's speed a bit. We're going to deal with different fields each week. That Spartan Stadium field is also narrow. We have a few wider fields in the league, so players have to adjust week to week. Carlo in the air. As well as surfaces, JP. Yeah. Philly's playing on AstroTurf. Christy Pierce, 2 sports star in college. Brought down, taken over and cleared by Atlanta. But the first pass fails them. Hong will play it over. Ronnie Fair moving it upfield. She was looking for Pierman. Coming back, Tiffany Milbrett. Right side, Christy Pierce. And knocked out. Welchel may be pushing up a little bit more here in the second half. We'll see. Welchel now headed up. One of the targets on the free kicks is Welchel. Another is Esposito normally, especially with Fettig serving. And it is Nell Fettig's serve that goes far side. Story did well to get it. Left a few bodies in her wake. Bierman was going out making an aggressive challenge. JP, it's great to see Brianna Scurry playing so well. She's fit. You can tell when you see her coming out for those balls. She's quick. She's got her athleticism back. And, you know, she had such a rough year in 2000 with injuries and everything, as well as her father being sick. Yep. So, you know, our hearts were going out to her with that. But it's nice to see her back on the field. I know that she's happy when she's in the nets. Had to be tough for her. She was the #1 goalkeeper for the U.S. from 1994, really, up till 2000. Here's Serlenka taking it over. Halfway line. Up for Hooper. Riding off Fair. Hooper is so strong. Got to be among the strongest players in the league. No question about it. And New York is really respecting that. They've scouted that. They know Hooper. Actually, they've seen her for years. And what they're doing is they're bringing that extra defender in to double up on her. And it's tough for her to beat 2 players at one time. With it, they try to go outside. That's too far outside. Intended for Welchel. It'll be a throw-in for Atlanta. Kowski for Lamb. Hooper leaving it off. Homare Sawa taking on a defender or 2 or 3. A bending ball that went wide of Gal Hong. But the most dangerous player in this field today so far has been Homare Sawa. I've been so impressed with her. And when I spoke to Cindy Parlow, captain for Atlanta, earlier on, she had so much praise and respect for Homare Sawa, and we're seeing the reason why. Again, take a look here. Now, one thing that hurts her a bit is the ball's on her right foot. She likes to strike it a little bit better with the left, but she was arguing after that play that went off the defender, and there's no question. We saw it from that replay. Looked like a deflection. And that's our clear view prevented by AccuView. Cleared away by Esposito. And over the far side, it's Fair. Brought down by Lamb. And it goes out. Sarah Whalen with a throw-in. Sarah played University of Connecticut, sweeper and a striker, did well wherever she was. Soccer America's team of the decade of the 90s. That's going to be cleared out of play. Another throw-in. New York with it. Sarah Whalen on that far side. Blinding speed on the part of Whalen, but so far, speed has not been an issue in Atlanta. Inside the box, Pyramid! She had a great chance. New York's best.
We saw an earlier chance here. Look at Nell Fettig. She's so great with serves with her right foot, bending it in, puts it in no man's land, but Brianna Scurry says that's my territory and comes out strong and wins that ball. And that's your clear view prevented by ATLvNY. Another look here. Look at this ball going in. No one's around Pyramid, and she heads it. Nice opportunity on goal. Just goes over the top.
Last time I saw Tammy Pyramid, she played for the U.S. national team. Washington, D.C., game-winning goal as a sub. U.S. Cup 95. Her goal beat Norway. Great figures on Tammy. Here on the left side, Lamb will go out. I can finish my thought on Tammy as well. She comes from a very athletic family. Her mother was a track star. Her father was a professional soccer player, so that's a great gene pool to be in. She wasn't sure, she said, which sport she was going to go to.
Well, you can tell that she's run track a lot growing up because she's got great speed. Reminds me of Katja, who also was a great track star back in Brazil. Really helps her as a front runner.
Pushed all the way across on the far side. And into space, that's clear. Atlanta moving it up towards Hooper. And Fettig, it didn't matter, the offside flag was up, but Fettig has to be aware that Hooper's there and that there was not much help. Fettig, another one of the ex-Raleigh wing players, starter on this team. 96, she was the defensive MVP in the NCAA. Carolina will be a huge talent pool in the WUSA, not just players that have played there, but future ones. You'll see some probably in every game for all the teams. Third away long. Fettig is looking to catch Milbert. All Milbert needs in a game is really one chance. I mean, she scores on an average of one for every 2 games. 1 goal every 2 games she plays in the national team. Milbert in the air. Welchel coming up. Couldn't get it. Instead, Kriskowski. Cooper. Charmaine bringing it down. Canada's finest. Leaves it off for Parlow. Cindy Parlow trying to go to the side. Fettig blocked that. It comes across. Nielsen will take it over. Some calm play that time by New York defensively, not giving it up. Bears pass this time. She will give it up. Intended for Sarah Whalen on the wing.
JP, one of the criticisms, if you remember last week, was that the players weren't utilizing the width, especially when the field is so wide. And this field being more narrow, they have to use the width. And what I'm noticing is, like on that last play with Parlow, she's taking that ball into pressure. Now, typically, Parlow doesn't mind 2 or 3 players defending her, but maybe mix it up a bit. Have a player run wide, serve it out to him, and then have a nice serve across into the box. They got to mix up their attack.
New York scrambling after this ball. Going to be deflected out. Still belongs to the visitors from New York. Field, we told you before, about 65 yards wide, which is narrow by several yards. And Atlanta may build themselves a nice home field advantage here if they can take advantage of those specifications defensively. Another foul called. Restart for Atlanta. Solenga played it in quickly before New York could settle defensively, and they're giving way too much room to Kriskowski. She'll play it up, and that was too early a ball. And Nielsen over at the far side. Nielsen up the middle for Pyramid. Pyramid looking. Whalen held up a run. She may have feared being offside. Tammy Pyramid knocked out, goal kick. Brianna Scurry, but Pyramid's starting to get into the game a little bit more here in the second half. 57th minute, we told you this has been a pretty physical game. Last week it was physical as well. Let's give you an update on Tisha Vetturini. She was hurt last week. We feared the worst, the way she landed like that off the neck and head, but it was, I say, only a wrist. Thankfully, because it was a wrist injury. She's been put on the injured list for a 7-day period, so she'll probably miss just 1 game. It'll be great to see her back in action. That was the real one bad spot in last week's game.
It was, and it's also, we should point out that initially she was on a 14-day IR list, so it's good to see that they've moved that up an extra week, and I know that she's probably pushing them to get her back on the field so she can play in their next game.
Milbert shoots wide of the target. Tricia Venturini with some great numbers. She's a former national team player, did well in the last World Cup. She was, as we mentioned last week, probably the most significant cut off that World Cup team when April Heinrichs took over. You have to change some things, and Venturini was out. She told us before that she's not concerned as much now with the national team. She's had her run. Now she wants to concentrate on this league.
Well, it's great to see things going well for her on the field. Hopefully she'll get back out there and be able to play in the next game. And also in her personal life, things are going well. She recently got engaged to Casey Hawk, so she's getting married in October. You know, she's looking forward to that. I am not missing that party, by the way.
Picked up by Atlanta with Lamb. Here's Parlo. I guess the invitation must be in the mail then by now. This ball is knocked out. Another throw in. Far side of the field. Bivens going after it. Kylie Bivens, like Nikki Serlenga, 4 consecutive Final Fours with a very powerful Santa Clara side. Never able, though, to win that title. Here's the free kick long. Headed down by Sawa. The line is open. Hahn makes the play, and perhaps that's our save of the game right there. In the 59th minute, Atlanta had one of their best chances. Sawa started it.
JP, at the top of the show, we talked about how this was going to be a battle of 2 of the world's best goalkeepers, and we're seeing that today. They're definitely making a difference for both sides. This was started by a free kick. Balls bounce around the box, and look at Nikki Lamb going in strong. And Gauhung comes up strong and makes the save.
Sawa coming back. That one's broken up. Taken back and nearly cleared upfield. Welchel. That one's given away. Hooper looks, coming back, tucking it back. Long one by Augustiniak, but Gauhung, so quick off the line, will clear it. Up the offense already with that distribution to Nielsen. Milbert let it go. She thought she had a runner with her. Hooper. She turns. She had a player right on it. Out wide, right side. Lamb is now shifted to the far wing. She's been on both sides today. Bivens right. Sending it across, and that's clear. Headed up by Pierman. Milbred. That's broken up too. Coming all the way back. Hooper trying to make sure she was onside. It's back for Gauhung. 60th minute. Still a scoreless one in Atlanta. New York with it. Milbred. Whalen waits in the run. Milbred tucks it back. The power captain will bring it up. And that's a great job defensively by Krzyzkowski. Leading it into space. Long strides to go after that ball. Sydney Parlo will catch up to it with Pierce trailing. And that touch failed. Parlo would win out. Sydney Parlo may have been thinking ahead on how to beat Christy Pierce.
Look at this battle here by Tiffany Milbred. She's battling, and then again we see Lisa Krzyzkowski. She comes up big and makes the serve out of the back. She had quick feet, JP. That's the key when Tiffany Milbred's faced up against you as a defender. You got to keep your feet moving.
It's so good when you can strip the ball from a national team player like that. Right sideline, Whalen coming across. Sarah Whalen with that speed, but Nolan matched her stride for stride. It goes out for a goal kick. The WUSA on TNT is being brought to you by Clean and Clear for clean, noticeably clear, beautiful skin. Clean and Clear and under control. And by Hyundai, proud to be a charter sponsor of the WUSA. Hyundai is backed by the freedom of America's best warranty, the Hyundai Advantage. We've got 2 teams looking for an advantage today. First goal could be huge today if we see it. We've gone 61 minutes without one. Not many big saves for the goalkeepers. Scurry and Hongdal, 1 or 2 each. Welchel turning play back around, right side, off Whalen. Krzyzkowski backed off. Whalen to the byline. Hangs up the cross. It went wide of Pierman. Going after Nielsen on the far side. Pushing it back. Fair playing it up. Milbert touching it. Favorable deflection of Katie Tracy. Right side, Whalen. less ball possession probably that New York had in the offensive third, and they'll still get it with a throw-in. And they'll get it again as it was cleared out by Dana Smith. Throwing for Christy Pierce. Tracy, now Pierce. Back on the right side for Tracy, replaced Stauffer at halftime. Looked like a handball, but now it's cleared. Hooper's after it. Couldn't get it there. Espisa has won most of those battles so far today. You must watch Hooper right to the 90th minute and into stoppage time as well. 63rd minute. Makes you wonder, will we see Soon Wen? Tom Stone said he expected her to play some minutes today. Tight game. She might be the one that could break it open. Katie Tracy. Now it's Pierman. One in the air by Augustiniak. Now taken down. Augustiniak looks for it with Welchel. Advantage call. Picked back up. Milbert will hold it. Nielsen. Oh, she had fair wide on the left. Instead, right down the middle. Oh, it looked like a good ball, but I think Milbert got caught turning and looking for that. Good call by the referee to play the advantage so as not to take a potential scoring opportunity away rather than blow the play dead there and give them a free kick.
We talked about it has to be a perfect pass to be threaded through. Here we look at Nielsen. Milbert gave that ball off. Now she turns around. She wants it. She turns, and it's just served a little bit too far. That was a good opportunity by New York.
Tiffany Milbert, a game breaker, trying to break this one open here in Atlanta. Sarah Whalen will chase it. 64th minute. Wiskowski up the wing, and that's going to be too far out. Another throw-in coming up. Atlanta will be at home next week. There is Soon Wen. We'd all love to see her. Michelle Akers spoke glowingly about her earlier when we had her on for a few minutes in the first half. Deepest co-player of the century with Michelle Akers.
Tell you what an honor that is, and it doesn't surprise. I mean, even though one of the biggest rivalries, especially dating back to the '91 World Cup, is USA-China, and of course that rivalry has continued. But it's nice to see the respect of these players. What they're so excited about is they've all come together for a common cause, and they have the best league in the world, and this is where they all aspire to play.
Pierman, right there at the end line. It's a goal kick for Brianna Scurry. Dana Smith was doing the chasing in the back. Smith's taken advantage of an injury to Nancy Augustiniak. Had a sprained MCL, so Dana Smith jumped in and rewarded with a start today. They say Augustiniak couldn't play. She had to, but why risk it, at least as a starter. Pierman looking for it, but Harlow knocked it back. Serlenga, the magnificent left foot. Taken back by New York. Pierce right. Welchel at the halfway line. And that's knocked on a play. It still belongs to New York. But New York are getting more players forward here in the second half, and one thinks that if they could get that first goal winning, they may pull back a little bit, try to protect it.
I mean, it doesn't look like this heat is bothering them. Obviously, they've done a good job to get their fitness levels up. Not as high as they're going to be a few more games into the season, but they look good and strong. You know, I'm going to point out, and I'm so critical of this because I love to see attack out of the width, and I think it just mixes things up a bit. But that's where their best attacks have come, is when they've gotten the ball wide. They're just using more of the space. It makes sense. Take it wide, you're going to pull a defender with you and maybe open somebody up for a serve into the box.
That's what New York wanted to do with Whalen's runs on the flank, try to get some of that traffic away from Tiffany Milbert, instead of Tiffany facing a couple of defenders whenever she has the ball. Scurry gets ready, 66th minute. Putting it back in play. Tracy won it in the air. Aaron was looking for it. It falls free with the Danish star Nielsen. Down to Pierman. Pierman slides it across. Nice couple of cuts. Inside the box. Quick shot too high and wide of Scurry, but it was deflected for a corner kick. Milbert trying to beat her USA national team teammate. Corner kick of the second half for New York.
Some of the players to keep your eye on the back post are Pierman, Welchel, and Espisa.
Here's Whalen trying to turn it inside. One flick, and it almost got through. Banged away by Hooper, coming back and playing defense. Settled to the right. Pushed over. Milbrit looking to clear it across. An open player had it straight up. And there is Story. Well, it was Espeseth, the defender, coming forward. Espeseth had knee surgery. That's why she didn't play in the last World Cup. And they say she may only play 1 year. Pat Farmer told me yesterday he'd love to get a couple of years out of her. Galhan will clear it. Not the way she wanted to. That's going to belong to Atlanta. Beat will hold on. It's Serlinga right footing it inside towards Hooper. That's cleared away. Welchel playing back that time well. Switch over to the left side. Wiskowski looking. That's blocked. Serlinga. Sauer. That's blocked as well. And cleared. Oh, Pierman couldn't reach that ball. Back intended for Hooper. Both teams now wasting a lot of good opportunity by going in the air as much as they have.
Still would like to see him settle it down more. Let the ball do more of the work for him. Be patient. Play to feet.
It was back and forth in the air several times. Neither team could settle into possession. Here's Lamb bringing it down at her feet. Looking for Hooper instead. Sauer runs on. Sauer the shot. Great save. Galhan. Now that is the save of the game. Great through ball down the middle. Sent Sauer free.
Been so strong for Atlanta all game long is Sauer. Look at her, quick touch. She looks up. Galhan has the near post covered very, very well, and luckily she did. She came through on that because Hooper was there to make the next play.
Hooper now has the ball near side in the middle. Serlinga lifted up by Stiniak to Parlow, touching it down for Sauer. Will play it over to the right. Gibbons pushing the way up, stripping the ball, picking up Serlinga. The right-footed shot was blocked. Nielsen will clear it out. Throw in Atlanta. And that was just thrown away. Going to make them throw the throw in again. Here's Sauer.
She's been so great today. Look at this left-footed shot. Hung comes up with the save again. Another look at that. And she comes up strong. Again, she's been all over the place. That was a ball in the box there by Nikki Lamb. Almost got on the other end of it.
Back to live action. 70th minute. New York taking it away with Fair. That's knocked out by Serlinga. Throw it coming up for Ronnie Fair, born 32 minutes after her identical twin Lori. Christy Welchel.
32 minutes. I thought twins came out quicker than that.
I did too.
Whew.
I didn't make it up. I read it.
You sure did?
Yes. Noted will clear it away. It was a misprint of the guide. I apologize. All the way back.
Feel sorry for her mom.
Galhan will clear. Nielsen will chase. Serlinga on the ball. Serlinga do well with either foot. That time she was double teamed and lost it. Gave it away to Welchel. Welchel looks up, puts it in a space. Whalen didn't have the legs that time to get it. Normally she could. We're going to see a substitution, but it's not going to be who we think. It's Kerry Connors who's going to come in for New York. She's a good goal scorer at the collegiate level out of the University of Connecticut. She'll replace Tammy Pierman. I think it's just a case, Wendy, of some fresh legs here.
Right, and great idea for this substitution to occur because I've seen Connors single-handedly tear up defenses. There was a W League championship the first year I played with the Raleigh Wings, and she scored 3 goals, and we had to come back and win that game 4-3, and we just couldn't stop her. So that's a great move by Coach Farmer.
2000 W League MVP. 4 subs plus a goalkeeper in the WUSA. He's already gone to the bench a couple of times. Clear back the other way. Hooper bringing it down. Atlanta yet to make a change. We have someone up at the sideline. A ball, I believe, was out on that side. According to the referee's assistant, Kerry Gregg is up on the sideline. She may come in soon. Well, get ready for a cop who started out a warrior and became something more. Don't miss the all-new original series Witchblade. It's coming June 5 to TNT. 72nd minute. Serlenga playing it up. Gao Hong punched it out. She's getting stronger as the game's going on. Facing more, though. Here's Serlenga floating it up, and that's wide. Gao Hong will put it back into play. And we are going to see this change.
At the 72nd minute, entering the game is number 7, Kerry Gregg.
Kerry Gregg is coming in. They got the wrong number up. Unless Sun Wen is coming in. They've got number 9 posted. Yeah, it's just the wrong number. Kerry Gregg in, Charmaine Hooper out. And Gregg was their leading scorer in the preseason. I saw that number 7 come up, and I'm thinking, wow, maybe, but here's New York taking it over with Whalen. 73rd minute. Milburn up for Connors. Connors trying to make something happen with those fresh legs. Does to Whalen. Sarah Whalen trying to play it through. They had numbers up. Milburn was free. And they had another runner on the far sideline as well.
The fresh legs of Kerry Connors are paying off right away for New York.
And Nielsen was open on the left wing. Gao Hong comes out near the edge of the box. 73rd minute. Connors will have to be watched by the Atlanta Beat. She gets through again on that far side.
She doesn't have anyone in the box, JP.
Back out, it's Milbert. Tiffany will hold. Plays it back. Nielsen cutting it back, being chased. Forced back. Pass over from Esposito. Right sideline. Intended for Welchel. It goes out. It's still going to belong to New York. But Connors has had a chance to watch this game. She does come in with the fresh legs, but she can see what the tactics are that has to help her coming on now.
Well, I think with a player like her, she really thrives on those balls that we've seen New York doing all day in the air behind the defense. That's the type of ball that she wants, as opposed to Milburn, who likes the ball at her feet. So I think it's a good combination and contrast for the two of them to be playing up top together.
Esposito that time with that long throw that we saw them practice on yesterday. Only it was Pierman who was the target. Now she's been subbed out. Welchel pushing it back. Pierce hooks it up. Scurry was coming out, changed her mind, and there was Connors, who nearly made her pay. Scurry is upset because no one picked her up.
Here we'll take a look at this last opportunity. Ball goes in the box, and it's Kerry Connors on the back post, but she takes her eye off the ball, just bounces, looked like off of her shoulder, and that's our clear view presented by AccuView.
Connors trying to make something happen. A great career at the University of Connecticut. Another soccer hotbed in the Northeast. In the air, it's one. Connors played it over, and that's going to be knocked away and out. Throw in for New York. Money Fair. Touch back. Tracy looked up, thought about it, almost played it through to Milbert. Now it's taken over by Atlanta. Nearly 75 minutes gone here, and it's still scoreless. Connors just buzzing along this field, and now it's going to be cleared away. You got to wonder at some point if New York cannot score, if and when they'll think about playing for the draw, because unlike some of the other leagues, you can get a draw here. There is no overtime until the playoffs. Opposed to an MLS where now you do go into overtime. Inside. One flick. Not out yet. Back in from Tracy. And now it's cleared by Atlanta. Long run. Harlow is up for it. And out it goes. Touched away from Sidney Parlow, so it's Atlanta's ball. Skowski. Sawa. And that one's blocked away. York will take it. Welchel has it blocked out. It's New York's ball. Throw in coming up. Good look at Bobby Dodd Stadium. They had to open up the upper deck, which normally during the course of the regular season they're not supposed to sell those tickets. Downsized capacity listed at over 17,000. They're expecting a lot more than that today. 77th minute. Good look at the stadium. This is the first time they've played soccer in this stadium. It's a college football stadium, home of Georgia Tech. Nolan is back for this ball. Lets it go out because it belongs to Brian Ascori, who put it back into play in the 77th minute. Well, we've seen more chances certainly this half. Goalkeepers have had to be more active, but still no scoring.
I think, to be honest, right now, you mentioned earlier maybe New York playing for a tie, but I think Atlanta, I don't think really that's the mentality necessarily, but I think if any team is, hasn't had as many chances this half, it's Atlanta. New York has really provided some good punch up top.
Yep, they picked it up. All the way back, Fedeg. And Gao Hong is right there. 78th minute, Atlanta out shooting New York so far. As Gao Hong clears. Those Atlanta shots turn into brilliant Gao Hong saves. A couple this half. Atlanta's ball. Krzyzkowski will have a throw-in from this near side. Terry Connors making things happen as a substitute here. And like all players in WUSA, I'm sure she'd love to start. This New York team will get better once they get Aranis into the lineup. They miss her presence up top, and Jen Lalla, very skillful midfielder, was on the 95 World Cup team. All the way back. Atlanta will chase it, with the exception of Sun Wen and Nancy Augustine, who is coming back. This team is very healthy. Speaking of Sun Wen, and the crowd roars for her. She is such a popular player here, and she hasn't played yet, but they're all waiting for it.
And I'll tell you, the player that came out had a great game here. Sawa, she was awesome.
Well, you won't see much of Sun Wen, but Tom Stone said to me yesterday, even at whatever percent she's at, she could still make an impact in the game. And he waited till now, 79th minute, fresh legs, come on in a game that's obviously winnable. We'll see what happens. New York, make sure it's winnable for them. Whalen with a cross, good idea. Now it's settled back. Tracy will pick it up for Ronnie Fair to the far side. Nice turn move, then played inside the box. It was missed. Here is Whalen. Krzyzkowski missed it. Nice turn by Whalen. Playing it in, given away. No communication at the back. Screwing the last defender, but Atlanta were not beaten on that. Welchel giving it up on the right side to Sarah Whalen. Tracy looks to get the return, but Nonan denies that. Lamb brings it down. Going long. It's intended for Greg. Espista no longer having to deal with Hooper at the back. Tough stuff by Nielsen. New York with 2 on the attack. Now I'll make it 3. 3 are at the back now for Atlanta's up ball was too long, and it went out of play. So a goal kick coming up. 80th minute, Cindy Parlow certainly enjoys playing with Sun Wen. We had a chance to catch up with her and ask about this great Chinese star.
Having her own apartment, she never cooked for herself, never lived alone, never had anything that was Sun Wen's. And now she has her own apartment, she has all her own furniture, and she's just really loving the freedom, and I think she's really integrated into the team so well, and her English has gotten tremendous. And she's just been so much fun to be around, and I can't wait till she's healthy and able to play 100%.
JP, I should point out that's not the only thing she has, an apartment and a place she can call her own. She also just got her driver's license.
She's got wheels.
Apparently she was photographed in the Atlanta paper driving by herself, so no more permit. She's got her license.
She's enjoying it here so far. She'll enjoy it better when she's at 100% fitness. 7 goals, tied with Cici at World Cup '99. What a brilliant player. First pick in the global draft too. Atlanta took her. Inside the box, that's going to be cleared away. I think it'll be interesting to see her and Parlow playing together. This ball comes back the other way. Well done, Dana Smith. Up the middle for Lamb, who's been playing on the wings today, on both wings. Now off the center. In his space it comes. Greg is to the right. Sun Wen made a run in the box, picked up immediately by Pierce. Here it comes to Sun Wen, but it never got high enough. She was in the ready position. Quick shot blocked. It's going to roll out for a corner kick. Only the second one.
And how many times have we seen games come down to set pieces? This is a great opportunity for Atlanta.
Sun Wen setting up shop around the goalkeeper's box. There it comes. for Parlo. Sun Wen going up against her China teammate Gao Hong, perhaps, if she can get a crack at goal. Sun Wen goes down, trying to draw a penalty kick.
Oh, the crowd doesn't like that.
Yeah, they wanted a PK. 82nd minute. You can see she's still a handful to mark.
Here's Sun Wen. Look at her. She's got a lot of pressure on her. Christy Welchel, number 2 for New York, putting pressure on her. And she just can't get away. 3 New York defenders around her. They're smart to double and triple on her when she gets in the box.
83rd minute. Scoreless match from Atlanta. Krzyzewski make it. Sends it long, and it's right at Gao Hong. We talked about the USA players playing against each other. Same with players from China today. We saw it last week. Brazilians, 2 from each team. Here is Lam up the middle. The ball is on the wrong side of Sun Wen, but Atlanta keeps possession. Parlo wide right. Sends it up. Gao Hong is there. 83rd minute. Parlo that time was out wide away from goal. Giving a little more room perhaps to Sun Wen inside the box.
You saw her after the play apologizing that her ball wasn't served. The serve was not pulled out a little bit more, especially when you got Gao Hong in the net. She's going to play that box very aggressively.
Christy Pierce being chased back. She'll play it back to her keeper. Gao Hong. Fair. Esposito. Some good possession here. Tracy plays it up. Kerry Connors with a little room. Smart play and a good ball left side. Nielsen may not have the legs for that one, but Kerry Connors doing well. The WUSA on TNT is brought to you by Aeromax, the official laundry detergent of the WUSA and active women everywhere. And by Clean and Clear for clean, noticeably clear, beautiful skin. Clean and clear and under control. Back to live action, intended for Milbred. Long clearance the other way. Sun Wen will chase. Esposito is back against her. Knocks it down. Sun Wen was after it. That was at just the right speed, barely, to reach Gao Hong. Barely.
Need to point out again that Esposito used her head to pass that ball back to Gao Hong, which meant that she could pick it up. And that was a lucky bounce by Esposito to be able to use her head to play that ball back.
Good timing by those two. Any mistake, and Sun Wen's right there. Down the middle. Krzyzewski leaves it for Brianna Scurry. 85th minute. And it may not be as much in the women's game as it is in the men's game, but I'm thinking this point might be important at the end of the season for a playoff. If you're in New York and you're the visiting team, you've played almost 85 minutes for a draw. I mean, if you can sneak one in, fine, but don't take a chance to lose a game. Again, there's no overtime during the regular season. Lead pass. Trying to get free. Welchel was held back. It was undetected. Milbert with a low shot, and Scurry stopped back. Well, that jersey tug wasn't seen, but it did well enough to hold up Welchel. In the air, Esposito. It's knocked over. Sun Wen. The crowd was electrified when she came on, and now as she touches, the fans are with it. Sun Wen bringing it in. Good defense by Welchel.
Tell you what, Welchel's up on attack for New York, and she's the player to get back and stop Sun Wen.
Fifth corner kick in total. Third this half for Atlanta. 86th minute, off the corner. Gao Hong was coming out, changed her mind. They were looking for Parlo in the air. Serlinga nods it down. Cleared away by New York. Augustiniak sends it back, and New York will clear that too. Nielsen pushes it back. Cleared away. Heads up play by Pierce. Atlanta sends it forward. Sun Wen was looking for it. It's broken up, but New York will get it. Kerry Connors. Lead pass, another good ball. To the right side, Milbert goes back post. I think she was shooting, not passing to Whalen. It ended up closer to Whalen. Brunner's made several outstanding plays that's coming on. Fair will play it in. Flicked over. Not a good defensive clearance. New York getting it back. Welchel's cross. Not timed well, and Serlinga clears. Esposito physical play there. She works hard on every ball. One of the best defenders in the world. You have to be to defend against the likes of Sun Wen.
Well, when she entered the match, the crowd was electrified, and they got even more electrified. Look at her silky moves right through the defense. And she had 2 defenders on her, and Christy Welcher was the player who made that play.
Here is Sun Wen. Little juggling in the box. Left there at the edge. Pushed all the way back for possession by Greg. Wiskowski lifts it up. It was missed there. Went to Sun Wen. Katie Tracy mistiming it. 88th minute. Tracy holds. Second half sub will play it up. Intercepted. On the turn. Atlanta holding possession. Obviously the act for Wiskowski. Script. Nice job again. That time Connors defensively. Just making an argument for some playing time. Next week, but Inside WUSA Soccer will sit down with Washington's newest monument, Mia Hamm. Wendy and I will also take a look at all the latest highlights and give you an inside look around the league. It's all on Inside WUSA Soccer next Saturday at 8 a.m. And one of the identical twins coming in, Nancy Augustiniak, will come on.
For her sister.
Yeah. They're the only identical twins that play in the same team in this league, which boasts 4 twin sisters. Sent long the other way by Whalen to Welchel. Right back across the middle. Atlanta clears that out of the 89th minute. Both teams fighting to the very end. Trying to break this scoreless match. New York with some great hustle that time. Oh, they called a foul though. Katie Tracy. So it's Atlanta's ball. 89th minute. Still looking for the game's first goal. Battle of World Cup goalkeepers. Nothing has gotten by. There's Wiskowski. That's too far. Taken away on the far side. And it's Ronnie Fair. Striking it long. Looking for Milbert. Atlanta have that one covered and smothered. And then Story has kicked it out. So it's New York's ball. The 89th minute, late stages of it.
JP, one critique of Scurry is that she's not as good with her feet as a player like Siri Molinix in the nets. And as the goalkeepers become more advanced, that becomes more important. And you saw there she had a missed clear for a throw-in for New York.
How the play it goes. Another throw-in this time for Atlanta. Now we're in the 90th minute. New York and Atlanta, scoreless. Game 2 of this WUSA season in week 2, but the first game for these 2 teams. Sent all the way over. Here's New York. Looking so much fresher than they did here in the second half than they did in the first half. And that one, not the same page that time. National team teammates, Whalen and Pierce. Atlanta will have a throw-in. Just seconds left in this one. Betting on stoppage time added on for injury and substitution. Quick throw in Atlanta. And Pat Farmer's up on the bench because they're going to reverse that call. He said it was New York's ball. It turns out he was right. Referee awards it to New York. Off one flick, it's cleared away. New York trying the long ball near the end at the byline. Welchel looks to cross. That one I thought went out. There's no call. That ball was out. Tiffany Milbert hasn't scored a goal today, but boy, was she awesome in the Olympics. Let's take you back.
Here comes Mia. The ball in the middle. The ball in the middle. The header, goal!
Andres Cantor on the call, my friend, along with Amy Ullman at the Olympics. Here is Connors looking for it. It was one of the electrifying moments of the Olympics. USA could not win the gold, though, this time around. Off that foul, we're in the stoppage time. So there is some time added on. Tiffany Milbert had some headache problems yesterday. Didn't even train, so she was struggling a bit. Out there trying to make an impact today. 83 goals for the national team. Soon she'll be at 100 plus 200 caps. All the way back. Defending is Esposito. Down she goes. She took out a teammate. 2 players went down. Atlanta looking for a chance in the second minute of stoppage. Cleared out. That's dangerous. Parlo nods it down. Then it's cleared away, but referee awards the foul. Thought she was going to call the end of the match there. But it's just a foul. Cindy Parlo showing strength in the air. A Another great crowd today. Over 20,000. They're listing the capacity at just about 17. So this is huge to welcome the WUSA here in Atlanta. This crowd not rewarded by a goal. Time is running out. Whalen broken up on the wing. Skowski looking up. Welchel will clear. Here is Welchel sending it upfield. Connors. That one's blocked. And that'll do it. So we played a few minutes, a couple minutes of stoppage time, but the game comes to a close. And no goal today. Great effort from the two teams. Sun Wen came out and made a difference, but the goalkeepers were better, I think, today than the field players.
And the strange thing as well is that Atlanta had the better of the shots, but in the second half, it looked like New York had more chances. You just never know where that opportunity is going to come. Sometimes it comes down to set pieces, and Atlanta couldn't finish on their corners.
Well, New York and Atlanta will each get a point in the standings. They'll get no more. When we come back, we'll try to have an interview for you as we continue with our coverage of the WUSA on TNT.
Charles is a good neighbor. This is not a place for you, little fella. But during the NBA playoffs, everything's win or go home with him. I win. Win or go home. Go home. This is my home.
The NBA playoffs begin tonight at 8 on TNT and PBS. Win or go home.
In this house, everybody's busy. Different interests, different schedules, and different places we all need to be. Since we know family dinners are near impossible, we started a new tradition, HBO Family. There's animation and original series just for kids, and at night there are movies for all of us, without commercials or risky ratings. It's guaranteed quality time we can spend together, as a family.
HBO Family, a new channel from HBO The Works, your digital domain.
What is up with Jennifer? She has never looked that good. Maybe it's a new hairstyle.
Don't look at me, girl. I haven't touched that hair.
Well, then it must be a makeover.
I think it's a new boyfriend.
Maybe it's the clothes. It's got to be the clothes.
Where did you get that outfit?
Dimensions. Dimensions has all the styles you want this spring.
I love all the color this spring.
And you know, this would even look good on you.
Oh. Now at Dimensions, save 20% on all pants or capris.
Welcome back, everyone. Despite all the great international talent, especially up front in this game, it did not produce a goal. Sun Wen tried her best. She came on as a sub in the second half and made some things happen. Kerry Connors was one of the better players on the field, actually. And she got limited minutes today. Sawa, a great player today, but she couldn't score as well as the players start to salute the fans here in Atlanta. Over 20,000 were on hand, and Brian Ascari is used to saluting the fans. They did that all during the World Cup.
It's so great to see her back on the pitch and in great shape, and she's excited to be in the nets, and she made some big saves today.
Well, statistically speaking anyway, at least in the first half of play, Atlanta seemed to have the edge in most of the categories. Neither team could score today, and Atlanta hung on in terms of an edge, in terms of the shots, and most of those, though, were on goal. That's an incredible ratio when you think about it.
Hats off to Gao Hong in the nets for New York to shot. You know, she made a bunch of great saves, all kinds of saves. She was just so strong all the way through her box.
8 total fouls doesn't really tell you how physical this game was. A lot was let go. There were quite a few collisions out there on the field today in Atlanta. They say it was about 70 degrees at kickoff. It seemed like it was a lot warmer than that, especially for the ladies down on the field. And both teams, the New York team is also saluting some of the fans that came down to watch them on the opposite side of the field. It reminds you, though, of the World Cup when you see the players saluting the crowd that came out to watch.
Well, it does. I mean, you know, this is the second game, and it's just been an electrifying atmosphere. It's just fantastic to see the communities are here to support this league.
And attendance is going to be a big story this year in the WUSA. A lot of the skeptics wondered, how would this league draw? Well, so far I know it's only 2 games and it's a long season, but league organizers have to be thrilled with this.
They are, and what they're doing a great job of is making it an event, making the community want to come to this event and see these great athletes perform and play.
No goals in this one. New York and Atlanta. Time to talk things over for these two teams because they'll be back in action next week. For Atlanta, they're playing Philadelphia next weekend right here. So they open up with 2 games at home and had a chance to pick up 6 points if they could. They'll only get 1 point today. New York will open up at home next week against Julie Foudy and San Diego. So We're almost done with this weekend. There's still another game that's going to take place later on tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. We'll see what they draw for their first game against Boston. So this one is all over. From Atlanta, Georgia, the crowd part of the story, the goalkeepers another part of the story. No score in this one, New York and Atlanta. We invite you to join us next Saturday on TNT at noon Eastern as the Washington Freedom, led by Mia Hamm, face the Carolina Courage. Adventures in babysitting. That's what's coming up next on TNT. For Wendy Gamara and the rest of our TNT crew, I'm John Paul Della Camera. We say so long from Bobby Dodd Stadium. Final score scoreless between Atlanta and New York. We'll see you next